Yeah. Um, does everyone have the? Well,
Oh,
yeah. So I'll get started here.
ooh, an intro. It's been a while. Ooh, let's see.
Hey, everybody.
Oh my.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Sacred
Ah!
Books.
Why did you scream?
Yeah, I don't know, because I just want to interrupt him.
Because intros are my strong suit, after all.
Their best part.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Sacred Books of Britney Spears. My name is Aaron, and in an amazing turn of events, that was a weird way to say that.
Continue.
Um, Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Sacred Books of Britney Spears. My name is Aaron. And once again, I am joined by my friends, Bessie Jo
Hi.
and John Wayne.
Howdy ho.
And I have to say, you guys, it's truly a blessing to see you again. I mean, now, for everyone that's listening, we are still recording remotely because the global pandemic is still raging. And so, yeah, we thought we would take precautions and record via very, very, very social distance. Wait, what?
Yeah, this is extreme social distance.
Extreme. We're setting an example,
Yeah,
you know,
people
for
look up to
people.
us.
They do. And so if it's good enough for the church, it's good enough for everybody.
Yes.
Now, I still see you somewhat often, Bessie,
Mm.
but we're not doing as we're not really seeing anybody in the church anymore. We're just sort of doing long distance social distance churching.
Hmm.
And so what, what have you been up to, Bessie?
Well, even though we see each other in passing a lot, especially in the church community kitchen,
Hmm.
um, I've been trying to keep my distance from you because I don't. It's not like I don't trust you, um, but
I was curious about that.
you know how much you're a giver, right? You give
Mm.
to the world, you give to our followers, you give to everyone, and I don't want you to give me um, a disease. Excuse me. So I've been trying to keep my distance, and whenever we do have intimate talks, I do. Uh, I don't want this to offend you, and we have had long talks about this, but we've had Zoom meetings, even though we're in the same building. And
Yeah.
I'm really thank you for your patience, and I appreciate that.
Well,
And know
if
that
we
it's
can,
nothing personal.
I never thought it was.
Okay.
I thought I thought the triple layer of rubber gloves, you
It's
know,
excessive. It's excessive. I know.
it surprised me at first, and that hazmat suit that you wear when we're crossing by,
Mm-mm.
um,
It's
did come as a surprise.
yeah.
But I understand to every person,
Mostly
it's a
because
it's
it scared you. I mean, this hazmat suit. I mean, it's scary looking.
it is.
And I didn't mean to spook you so much. Like, I'll stop popping out of closets and stuff like that because I don't want. We're learning. We're learning how to interact with each other with hazmat suits as we go. My God.
Yeah, and that's just us. How about you, John Wayne? How's life in the library?
It's pretty. It's almost normal. Um,
Because no one visits the
you know,
library anyway.
pretty much, yeah. So it's like the foot traffic's almost the same. Um, every once in a while we get a lot of kids that try to vandalize the library. That's about the most action I get in a week.
I have a question about
Is
the library, which I don't know if I've asked.
Yeah.
And please stop me if I've asked this before, but is the
Uh-huh.
library haunted at all? Do you get any ghost visitors? And if so, do they wear masks?
No, I don't. I haven't seen any ghost.
Hmm.
There's never been a situation where like you'll walk away, like you'll put a book in a spot and then you'll walk away and you come back and the book has been moved or
Yeah, but I
books.
don't know if that's like a ghost or if that's just me like forgetting where I put something.
Hmm.
I'm like, wait, did I do that? I'm
You've
like,
never
I don't
seen
remember.
any dusty footsteps or
Me, like I said, footprints, sure, because it's a very dusty library. But again, I don't know if that's just me. Like, did I come this way? I have a terrible memory sometimes, so I
I
don't know
don't
if it's
think
just me scaring myself or not. I don't know.
you sound very logical, and perhaps ghosts don't feel like they're open enough to you
That's
to
not
reveal
true.
themselves.
I've always been very open to.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know what the right word
Paranormal.
is. Uh huh. I've always I've always told them. I say, hey, ghost. Like I call them out. I've
Hmm.
always my whole life. I've always called them. I say, hey, if you're there, bring it.
Well,
Like
that's very threatening.
I
Yeah.
I guess I'm just like, show me the
Money.
ghost. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, maybe they don't respond because they like to surprise. Like they like to,
I mean, that's fine. Like I said, I've sat like I've heard so many stories from other people. Like I've heard all these ghost stories my whole life about, oh, this ghost was sitting on my bed, or like the ghost was
Hmm.
babysitting my kids. Like I've heard all these stories, and I'm like, that's
Sounds
fine.
like
Like
bad parenting.
no, no, not in
You've
the
heard that
story.
story?
I
Aaron,
think
have you ever experienced any ghosts?
well, there's been a few times that when I'm sleeping, I am positive that I'm hearing footsteps. I'm positive that I'm hearing like windows rattling. And I'm the type of person who,
something
even in
bubbling.
my mind, because I am a little OCD, so I have to double check the door lock like 2 or 3 times.
Hmm.
Like I'll check it before I leave the living room to go to the my bathroom and bedroom area to like get ready for the night.
Uh-huh.
But then after I'm done brushing my teeth, I have to go back out and check the front door again.
Cause you're
And then,
scared.
well, here's the thing. The first couple years I lived with Bessie, she was constantly jumping out of corners, constantly scaring me. And so it's just made me skittish. And so that is now my default. And yeah, I have to double and triple check everything. But again, it's that thing that once I'm in bed and I know that I've checked everything, the minute I hear something kind of wonky, I can't in my mind say, obviously that was just probably something that fell off my desk or something that, whatever. I have to go out and check, you
It's
know?
probably just me fiddling around, looking through your journals while you sleep.
Well,
That's funny.
yeah, because I've caught you doing that a couple times,
Yeah, and
you know?
you have some surprisingly dirty stuff in there.
Well, there was a period of time where I was not sure if being a church elder leader was going to be in my future. So I got into writing erotica. And
Oh, so they're made
yeah,
up.
it's just a hobby that's sort of stuck with me.
I'm
I mean,
sorry. You write daily journal entries and they're fake about your erotica? Like your fantasy erotica? But you pose them as if they're journal entries, like memoirs to you? You're
well,
misleading the person who finds your journals when you die.
look, there was definitely a period of time, and maybe even still now, where, you know, I feel insecure and maybe that I want to have a grander life or a bigger this or a bigger that or a more powerful this or more powerful that, you know? And if I can just, tell people who come after me,
I think
Wait,
that's
are you trying
okay.
to manifest this?
yeah, absolutely. When I'm talking about a big burly, you know, guy coming,
Mm.
Oh no.
I meant coming to church
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
he's
then
coming. I love when Aaron has his tea kettle laugh. Whoa. Hold up, though. John, you've never experienced a ghost
No.
ever?
Nope.
Now, what about you?
Oh, go ahead.
Have we had this conversation before?
I don't know.
I don't want to.
I don't think so.
Have we not?
I don't think so. I don't think we've talked about ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts.
What about you, Bessie?
Yeah. Of course, I've experienced. Look at me. I look like someone who experiences ghosts all the time.
What does a person that looks like experienced ghosts all the time look like?
I don't know, like wacky hair, big nose, pale.
The typical. Yeah, you're right. You know what? That is typical.
You know what? That makes sense. Okay.
Everyone I know that's seen a ghost has crazy hair and a big nose. So
as if they've been electrocuted.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What's your most vivid experience with a ghost, or your most powerful one?
What? When I was in 3rd grade, I was a sick little kid. I had mono, and I was laying in bed doing math homework that someone dropped off for me because I was like a year behind in school because I was sick all the time. I'm really setting this up. And I was laying in bed doing math homework, and I look over to my closet, which I normally had open at nights for some goddamn reason. And I had a little baby cradle in my closet, very tiny, with a baby inside of it. And I hear a noise, and I look over in the closet, and all I see are like alien limbs trying to catch the cradle from falling because whatever's in there is worried about the noise it's about to make. And I look over in the door, and like the limbs are trying to stop the baby cradle from falling. And I am sick, so I just chalk it up even then as like, oh, I'm just high from all my medication. That was crazy. I need to go to sleep right now because that was very insane. And I wake up the next morning and I check my closet, and the baby cradle is on the ground. So it really did happen.
But it didn't make a noise?
No, it did make a noise.
Oh.
Was I not clear? It fell to the ground, and the limbs were trying to, all these alien limbs like this, all these alien limbs were trying to just catch this baby cradle from falling.
So how come you know it wasn't an alien? And why do you think it was a ghost and not an alien?
I think it was both, perhaps.
An alien ghost?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what interest did these alien arms have with the baby cradle? Like, what do you think they were trying to...
I think it was just hiding in the closet, and then as it was hiding, it kind of shifted something in the closet, and
knocked it over.
Didn't want to make any noise. It probably just wanted to watch me that evening sleep, and was waiting for me to fall asleep. I could have been high.
She was also very high.
But
yeah.
But I've been high several times in my lifetime, and I've never had an hallucination. And that was a full-on halluc.
I don't know.
Or something real. I, to this day, think it was real. Let's see.
What about in the church? Have you ever experienced anything in the church?
Yeah, plenty.
What?
Well, I wake up in the middle of the night, and because I hear the organ playing a lot.
Ew.
And then it's, 90% of the time, it's you, Aaron, playing the organ at 11:59 because you sleepwalk and sleep play.
Yeah.
I will say you're not good. But I hope that in your dream, because you're sleeping while you're doing it, I hope that you think you're a masterful prodigy, but in real life, it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
but that other 10% of the time, I have seen the keys move by themselves. And one time I saw an old baby.
Old baby.
All right, I will say it was a maybe 6-year-old boy wearing old-fashioned clothing, playing it, playing it masterfully.
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed that you heard me. I thought I put the organ on mute,
Do you
but
do that?
If you knew
well,
anything about organs,
that's the problem. I'm
in your sleepwalking, you think it's on mute, but it ain't.
well. The weird part is when I go back and reread my journals, it says
Your
that I'm
erotic
playing.
journals.
It's where like majority of the stuff happens on and around the organ.
Oh, gross.
Sometimes
Well,
Say that every day.
he's not hitting the keys with his fingers all the time.
Oh man,
This might get edited out.
Of course.
I refuse.
So
Ugh, ghosts.
ghosts.
I would love to see a ghost though. I told you. I asked him. I was like, if you're there, if you exist, show yourself.
I
I'm
think you have to be
open.
kind about it.
Kind. What do you? What am I gonna leave out cookies?
Yes.
Milk and cookies for the ghost?
Yeah.
They couldn't eat
Is
them.
is there someone that you wish you could talk to again? Like, is there someone that you wish
Oh, I
would
wonder.
reappear? Oh,
What?
I wonder. Do you want
If there
to
was-
see your dead wife's ghost?
Oh, I don't. I guess I'd feel bad if she like was a ghost wandering around like watching me, because then I'd be like, oh, you've seen all the times I've been touching myself, or other times I've been with other people or something. Like, if that would happen, like I'd feel so guilty. Like the first time after making
So it would be
coitus.
shame.
Yeah.
Shame would be your first thought.
Well, I mean, but yeah, have you ever had that thought? Like, if your like ancestors like were watching you, like if that was a thing, like when you die and you like make it to the afterlife, and you're like with Brittany, and you're like, "Hey, Brittany," and she's like, "Hey," and then you see her in front of this monitor watching people like masturbating furiously. That's all I think about is like everyone just like masturbating all the time, and then like their ancestors just standing around like, "Yeah, okay, can we move on? Can we do something else today, please?" Oh my god.
They're like, we came to America and built a life for you to do this in 3020.
I traveled
4001.
I traveled in a covered wagon from Montana to Missouri with my deaf wife just so I could make a new life in Missouri. And this is what you do? My great grandson, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm actually not gonna. Yeah, I actually agree.
With
So
what?
I've had kind of quasi morbid thoughts where maybe there'll be a death either in the family or a family friend, and of course there's a couple days where you're feeling sad and empathy and strong emotions, but then a few days later, once life kind of returns to normal, and I don't know,
You have to let life return to normal.
The tears
for
have been
one.
shed.
and needs arise, I've actually thought of that. I thought, holy shit. Is she looking down on me right now being like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I wonder if ghosts would just maybe that's even their punishment, to see
They're punished.
Ew.
all of the,
That sucks. That's a terrible
dis-
punishment.
disgusting ways that people just go about their life,
Well, I mean, let's just say if you were a ghost, let's say you're in a ghost in the afterlife and you got some time to kill and you're not like going anywhere cool. Like you're literally just on this plane with every other human and you're like, ugh, what do I do now? Honestly, if I was a ghost, I think I would find enjoyment terrifying people. Like I would be like, I'm going to fuck with these people so hard. This is going to be so fun. And even more so, I think it'd be fun to like terrify people you knew. I remember you were such an a-hole to me.
Wait,
I
so you
got
go to
you.
your high school bullies?
Okay, first of all, you're insinuating that I was bullied in high school and beat up and made fun of a lot.
But
And called constipated, John Constipated, okay?
Oh.
Not
that's a
true.
last name.
That's
Not
fake.
true. Very regular.
Not true.
he's like, I'm going to
Oh,
tell you
thank
just like
you.
I told them, okay? I poop twice a day, every day, okay? Look,
but
I'm
believe me.
not gonna relive this again.
That's not normal. Twice a day?
Twice a day is a slow day for me.
Oh my God. We've had this talk before, I think.
Several times.
Yeah, you poop like 3 times before breakfast.
I pooped twice before we started this conversation.
Oh my God. He's like a deer. It just like pebbles, like little pellets come out during the whole day.
The problem is, I know that it's my diet. I know that it's because I eat a lot of crap, and my body just doesn't need all of that.
For a second, I thought you said crack.
That'd be great too.
Doesn't matter.
I hear conflicting reports on vegetarians. Like I'm basically a vegetarian. I never go, and I've heard the same report from other people. And then I also hear vegetarians are like, "What? I poop like 7 times a day because I have so much fiber because I eat celery every second." And so I don't really know.
Huh.
What are you thinking, Aaron? Mm-hmm.
Oh. Jesus.
Bessie.
That is so funny. You don't hear that?
What? Oh, that's on my end.
Yeah, that thing's loud as... It's louder than I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't realize you were actually in the courtyard. I thought that was just a background screen on your computer. Okay.
This is my office. It's the
your
courtyard / graveyard of the church.
Yeah.
The pet crow. Oh. Man,
wow.
He's really trying to get your attention.
He's like, look, can I please just guest star? I've heard this podcast several times. I really want to be on it.
Sorry. Not this time.
Sorry, buddy. Space is limited.
All right, so this is a very special episode because it's the season finale, correct?
I thought at
you
first
guys hear it more than I do.
Yeah.
It's very loud. So yeah, today we're going to be going through book 1, chapter 15, the last chapter of book 1. And it's called The Beat Goes On. She begins, drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brave. La-di-da, dee-dee, la-di-da-dee-da. You know, I love that we end as we begin with like really strong beginnings. So then she goes on, when you have reached the edge by far, history has turned the page by far. We still want to hear a brand new thing. Uh-huh. We still need a song to sing. Uh-huh. Now,
I'm confused by that.
Most people are.
When you have reached the edge by far, history has turned the page by far.
Now, the idea has always been that this is about, you know, since it's the last chapter of the book, that it's about, okay, time for something new. You know, that, hey, remember, the beat goes on. And some people have been confused because they don't know if they're talking about like a musical beat or getting a beating, like, you know, or beating off. Like there's all sorts of different ways that a beating could happen. And so that's always been, you know, up for interpretation.
Sure.
What do you think?
How do you interpret
it? Well, the fact that it says drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. I mean, it's clear that that's talking about masturbation. You know what I mean?
Not the direction I thought.
Interesting, okay. Yeah.
When I hear drums, I assume that it's, you know, a musical beat.
Most people do.
Okay.
But I think it's about context. And I guess I think of the word rhythm because, you know, you have to have rhythm versus music. I mean, do you really need rhythm for music, you know? No. I mean, I guess.
You don't when you're sleepwalking and playing an organ. That's clear.
I mean, hey, we're all informed about our interpretations from our real life, you know. La-di-da, dee-dee, la-di-da-dee-da. I mean, that's obvious. I'm not even going to have to go into that. when you have reached the edge, okay, you guys know what edging is, right?
John is so excited for this interpretation.
I am not. Ah,
And then, history has turned the edge by far. I mean, obviously, you get to the edge, you get so close to the edge, and then you have to pull yourself back. I mean, the edge of what?
The chair. I would say the edge of the seat,
This is,
It's like the saying, you bought the whole seat, only needed the edge.
and for everyone that's listening, this is the second reason why we hired Bessie. Just, that's exactly right, And history has turned the page by far, So you're sitting on this chair, you're reading a book, and, you're turning the pages. And we still want to hear a brand new thing, because let's face it, everyone's all about something shiny and something new, and we need a new song to sing, because everyone has experienced that, right? Where you love a song, you listen to it nonstop, constantly, even when, I don't know, the person that you live with in the church downstairs keeps banging a broom on their ceiling to tell you to stop playing it over and over.
Yeah.
And eventually you need a new one, and so you go to the next song, right?
Mm-hmm. And then it continues with, and the beat goes on for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines.
She really is trying to nail the drum on the head, that the beat goes on.
Whoa, that wasn't my end.
That was my end. I guess there's a motorcycle outside my suite. Huh. God, that brings back memories.
I was about to say, I
Motorcycles.
bet that's triggering for you.
I still get traumatized. Now, John Wayne, how are you feeling about this? You're kind of getting back into the groove, hearing these words again.
I guess from my historian perspective, like I get excited from this first little verse here, but I have a different interpretation, I guess.
I mean, that's why you're here. So tell us about it.
I mean, I think she's talking about like things keep going, it's there's a lot of things I get from this, like history repeats itself type stuff, but like it's kind of like, so like it's like reading a book, and you get to a page, and the page is blank, which is like the edge of a cliff, and it's like, oh, we haven't been here before. So like it's kind of like the story's unwritten, and it's like, okay, well, we need something here. So
it's out of desperation.
I don't know if it's necessarily desperation. It's just like, like someone's got to write this page. Like it's empty. Like we've got to fill the rest of this book with something.
Gotcha.
So
do you think it's the author, it's their job to finish the book, like the person who's reading it, like who should be filling the book?
I think that would be like all of us as like, I don't know if that's like a more of like a us as a whole, or us as like a man. I'm not good with words sometimes, even though I live in a library. It's been a while.
I've been very lonely. Haven't been able to talk to anyone recently. You don't have any ghosts that want to talk to you. That's probably why you call for ghosts.
I wish. I do. That'd be nice to like get somebody in here to haunt the place. That'd be cool. Like give me something to like, oh, you dirty ghost, get out of here. Get off my lawn.
So you want to scare the ghosts away, even though you need to practice your conversation skills?
I mean, it's, it'd be like the little fun banter thing, like chase them with a broomstick, and then like just chasing each other back and forth. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
But wait, don't you have are you still living with your girlfriend in the church?
She's around somewhere.
Huh.
Oh.
We only run into each other like
is she
twice
stuck
a week.
Behind like a secret entrance bookshelf?
I don't know. Maybe.
And maybe she's been trapped for so long, and you haven't been able to find her.
No, I see her like twice a week, but she could have found like some secret place and hides there. I don't know. and just
Well,
hasn't told me about it.
a good clue to know if your place of residence is haunted or if someone's in the walls trapped is if the eyes inside the paintings move.
Yes.
Really?
Because that's how they look through. If there's eyes cut out and they can look.
You know, when I was a kid, my grandparents always had like these big paintings, and like they had this one specifically, and it was like some old dude that you don't know his name, and has like the side position,
Mm-hmm.
But like if you stared at it, when I stared at it as a kid too long, I'd sit there like this, and then his mouth would start moving like.
No way.
Yeah, but that was like I don't know if that was just me as a kid, like staring at something too long and my imagination just running wild. But
Yeah.
he had always like his eyes would always follow me. Of course, you always get the eyes following you,
I
and
think
then you just stare at it too long, and then you just start mouthing something.
no, it just means your grandparents had someone hidden in the walls and they cut out the eyes.
What?
Uh-huh.
Maybe the face. Maybe the. Wow.
That's
Okay.
fascinating.
That'd be
Do they still
interesting.
have those paintings? Are they still with us?
I mean, they both passed on, but someone does live in their place. A relative does live there, so I'm not sure what they did with those paintings.
Or the people behind the walls?
Or yeah, they might still be, or they might have died too. I don't know, or moved on, or they just still live there. I don't know.
Interesting. Well,
Do you have to feed ghosts?
I think they feed on fear, don't they?
Oh, that's disappointing. I've never had a ghost feed on me, so whatever. Lame.
Well, maybe that's one of the reasons. Maybe there's something missing at the library that they don't.
Oh, like people?
Because they say, well, well, and then they say that ghosts have to, are usually. I mean, you know more about them, Bessie, but isn't it true that ghosts need, like, have a purpose, like they have something unfinished, And what could be unfinished at the library?
Do you have a book that you're trying to finish at the library that you're trying to write?
Oh yeah, of course.
Like the chapter we're reading about today?
We call that a segue.
Well, no, she was. Oh, well, actually, I don't. Yeah, maybe.
It was such a good segue. You didn't even recognize it.
Oh, I thought you were commenting about how his interpretation was the book, the unfinished book. Well, yeah, no, but a good point, Bessie, because she does continue. Drums keep pounding rhythm to the brave. La di da, dee dee, la di da, dee da. So that kind of, yeah, I think that kind of wraps that up. And then she goes on. Now, love is the first thing, the last thing on my mind from tonight until the end of time.
Okay.
And the beat goes on. 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 And the beat goes on.
Yeah.
And on and on and on.
But yeah, love is the first thing and the last thing on my mind. I mean, it is for me because I'm starting to get kind of lonely. But from tonight until the end of time, I feel like that's probably one of those things that is sort of an everlasting. But yeah, that love is the first thing, last thing on my mind from tonight until the end of time.
Hold for crow.
And then she just, kind of continues on, and the beat goes on. Drums keep pounding rhythm to the brave. La-di-da, dee-dee, la-di-da-di-da. We still move.
To the brave. Do you think that means, like, only the brave hear this rhythm?
Only the brave have rhythm.
What's that?
I think there's a parade outside, or maybe an ice cream truck outside the church.
They're honking the horn?
Well,
I
I know
think
in
they're
the
trying to-
courtyards there's crows, but from your end of the church, do you hear parade?
It sounds like it. I hear horns honking. But yeah, I think rhythm drums keep pounding rhythm. Oh, I see what you mean. As in to say that only people like if these
Only the
magical
brave.
drums. Yeah.
I think only the brave can hear it and accept this. Just like when we talk about ghosts, only the ones who accept ghosts and are open to them will see them. And,
Now that's
those who don't threaten the ghosts.
I don't threaten them. I'm open and I'm very open.
One of you, the first thing you said was like, "Hey, ghost, come and get it," or something like that.
Yeah, come show yourself.
What if the ghosts are feeling like that you haven't earned it? What if you need to do something to bring them?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like I need a sacrifice. Okay.
Well, I was gonna say a seance, but I mean,
I know some people I can sacrifice, so that's cool.
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
well, maybe we'll find more in this, because she says we still move to a rhythm just like this. We still dream of sharing our first kiss.
Ooh.
And the beat goes on, and the beat goes on, and the beat goes on, and the beat goes on. Drums keep pounding rhythm to the brave. La di dee da, la di da dee dee, la di da dee da.
See, that doesn't represent a drum noise to me. La-dee-dee-da-da.
Sounds more like a chant. La di da di di.
Oh, like a what is it called?
La
Gregorian
dee
chant.
da dee. Yeah.
No, it's
Bring
what-
out your dead. La di da. Drums keep pounding. La di. Bring out your dead. La di da. Right?
I mean, I hope that is how it is
Yeah.
chanted.
John Wayne, you may have just discovered a new interpretation. We'll have to, maybe our scholars will have to pick your brain,
Scholar.
Because
Scholar. Who are we hiring to pick John Wayne's brain?
Well, she sort of ends this off with saying, "World keeps turning faster every day.
Every day.
We still will dance the night away." And the beat goes on.
It goes on.
And the beat 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 goes on for 3 more lines.
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean, it's our last chapter. Okay.
I'm sorry. Let's start over.
He's trying to stretch it out.
Okay.
So, well, what's interesting? I feel like it's almost as if this last chapter could maybe be interpreted as, some people might say that it's nonsense. And
I think I'm
Kind-
on that side.
I think most
That's why
people
I
are.
rudely cut it off.
Yeah, I think,
Apologize.
no, it's okay. I think most people are because there's not really a lot of ambiguity. It just kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. At least to us.
Yeah.
Maybe it did back then. Maybe la di da dee dee la di da di da. Maybe that was, crystal clear.
Yeah. It was just a part of their language.
Exactly. Like the same way that, like now, for example, you're walking on the, hey, watch out for that ditch. Like we all know what that means now, but maybe,
It's pretty crystal clear.
yeah. And maybe back then, like if I were to time travel back then and say, hey, watch out for that ditch, they'd be like, what the fuck? What's this guy talking about?
Yeah.
So maybe it's the same. Maybe la di da dee dee la di da di da was,
I think this is a great time to hire some scholars to interpret.
well,
that.
well, the great thing about her and the great thing about this church is, we really encourage people to, read these words and take away because,
Make it their own.
in the past, from what we've learned, there definitely have been other types of religions or other types of followings where it was very, very strict. You had to adhere to these books, and maybe in the year 2000 and I don't know, pick a number,
5. 1.
2005, maybe they were reading a book that was, I don't know, 2005 years old. And maybe it was like super, super strict, super, super strict. This is the way we have to do it, and I don't even know what they could have, I don't even know an example, but like say hypothetically it was, Okay, hypothetically, if it was wrong to be gay back then, if you could even imagine
I
that
can't.
kind of world, you know,
Sounds so far
and
away.
Wait, was it
and
not?
who knows, you know, maybe what I'm saying as an example is that in the year 2005,
Mhm.
maybe they were reading a book that was 2,000 years old that said it was wrong to be gay.
Oh,
You
I
I
see.
know,
imagine that world.
yeah, and maybe they were like super super strict. And the great thing about the Church of Brittany is that we allow fluidity. You know, we allow for interpretation. You know,
I did.
we al-
I never would think that would be an issue. Like I just like that's interesting.
It's an interesting hypothesis.
yeah, we go with the flow because I mean, we just want people to treat each other right. You know, and then obviously all the different lessons that we've talked about. You know, because there are lessons to be learned from these chapters. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, don't go crazy over boys. Don't, you know,
Don't.
other
Good
lessons,
lessons.
Yeah, life goes on. Yeah.
just like the beat. You know, what is your so then, John Wayne? What is your big what's your big takeaway from Brittany? What has she taught you? What's sort of one thing that she's taught you this chapter, this book?
Well, I think one of the biggest things she talks is she clearly talks about love a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Love, loss, moving on, caring about people, and then I, I think one of the biggest things I think I took away from her was like you can love. Oh, what was that one season we talked about? But it's like you can love, like, just because you love someone a lot, like, doesn't mean that you might not find that love again, but you can still
Mm.
love,
Yeah.
right? Like each person, the love is different for each person.
Oh
So
yes.
while
Yeah.
you love this person like this, you can love this person like that. It doesn't have to be
Oh.
like this. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember which chapter that was?
I don't know.
He does.
Clearly. Um,
Either
Do you
that or
guys
he's
know the
laughing at me.
Do you guys know the difference between a crow and a raven?
one of them's bigger, isn't it? Or they?
One of them reads poetry.
So a raven has four tail feathers. They're called pinions.
Mm-hmm.
So a raven has four pinions, and a crow has three pinions. So really, the difference between a raven and a crow is a matter of opinion.
Okay, and we're done.
Um,
That's a wrap.
well, hey everybody,
That was
I
my
want to thank you.
that was my crow joke.
Wait, but is that real or is that just a joke?
It's a joke. Saying it's a matter of opinion is a joke.
No,
Because
no. But the thing about one having three and one having four, that's not real.
I don't think so. So really, the difference between a raven and a crow is a matter of opinion.
Right. No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with jokes. She
That's
keeps
one
trying.
of my better ones.
That was. Yeah. Well, what about you, Bessie? What's something you took away from this first book? Well, or since you actually read these more often than John does, maybe a better question would be,
Hold for crow.
what is something that new followers to Brittany, the Church of Brittany, what is something that they can expect in this first book?
Acceptance.
Okay.
Acceptance for your love flaws.
Absolutely.
And hopefully a closer connection with the paranormal.
We can always hope.
That's my biggest hope.
Yeah.
Is I hope this conversation brings us an opening to talk about ghosts and past and skeletons in the closet and girlfriends in the walls and I also, beyond paranormal discussions, I also love that Brittany brings us the freedom to talk about sexuality and what's taboo and what's not. And I love that Britney followers are so open to talk about masturbating and sex and crows and ravens.
Yeah. Pooping on a slide.
Oh, that's fabulous. Yeah.
Bowel movement
Mhm.
things, we've talked a lot about this season. Yeah. It's been, I think the biggest thing that this chapter or this book has taught me is that buckle up. It's just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
We're just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
And that you might have opinions about how this first book, this first season went.
Hell yeah.
Nailed it.
But that we're just getting started, and we thank you so much if you've been waiting for this.
Yes, we hear you.
Thank you so much for hanging in there and waiting for this last episode. We're gonna wrap up season 1 today, but yeah, look forward to season 2 coming out very soon. You'll find more information on our Instagram, www.britneydo. And again, you can always email us, www.britneydo@gmail.com. And yeah, find us on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, rate, review. We would love it. And yeah, I guess that's it, guys, for season 1. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you.
That was a blast.
La di da.
We'll end with the ceremonial Gregorian chant.
La di.
Yeah, guys, I guess that wraps it up. So thank you again, and we will see you next season. Love you guys. Take care. Bye, John Wayne.
Bye.
I don't remember how I ended.
I think that was fine.
I don't remember if I say bye to you guys or if you guys just like come in and do it. Anyway. Those